and they'll be roughly 4 days early. Now I'm really trying to be the responsible farmer here this year. Protection on their navels, and things have not been going to plan. Good morning, sheep fans. Cammie's the name, sheep's the game. We're into our lambing vlogs now. We kicked off last night, we had our first set of triplets, and we've had another triplet lamb this morning, which I'm just going to take you around and show you. And moving forward with these videos, what I'll start doing is actually just take you around as I go, and you'll see it all firsthand. But we're actually 2 or 3 days early for starting lambing. Just have a look at the ewes as we look in here. So I've not really had a chance to talk you around everything yet and show you the setup, but we'll do that as we go. As always, thanks very much to Crystalix for supporting my lambing series of videos. It's a massive help to me. Now here's our first 2 sets of triplets. They are a little bit early. These ones were born last night, and they'll be roughly 4 days early. These will be 3 days early, I would say, but it is quite common for triplets to drop early. I suppose similar to humans, if they're carrying twins, they can drop early. But I was going to show you with this one. She's scanned the triplet, she's had these 2, but unfortunately the third lamb, I don't really want to move her now, this wee lamb's getting in position, but I want to take this out of here. The third lamb has been born in a wee sack like this. This has been a really tough membrane that she's put out here, and it's always the danger with triplets. If they go in the pen with just 2, you really need to keep a close eye, because something like this can happen. So she's been left just to work away after having the 2, but unfortunately she spat this one out too easy, and it's just in this really thick membrane here, this amniotic sac, as I believe that's called. As you see, I can barely get my finger through that there. That's how solid it is. So essentially the poor lamb has just drowned in that sack, which is not great. We're a lamb down already, but she still has 2 good lambs there that are up. Well, one is up and keen to start sucking, which is what we love to see. And she's a good mother. Come on, lammy. Come on. Up you go. Now, although both these lambs are a little bit early, they are 2 good lambs. This is actually another common thing you need to watch for in your mothering pens, is the sheep getting wrapped up in straw like that. Quite often there's a little bit of cleaning inside there, some afterbirth. Although in this instance, I think it's just a wrapped bit of straw that she's been spinning around trying to mother her lambs and got wrapped around her leg. So that can cause bother and cut off the circulation. It happens sometimes. Now I'm really trying to be the responsible farmer here this year and move away from antibiotic use, blanket antibiotic use on the lambs. And what I probably will do is just go and pick up a bottle tomorrow, Monday, of Spectam, so that I've got a bottle for triplets, because I think it will be beneficial to still give them a dose of Spectam. Spectam's a watery mouth treatment, and it's ideal. Basically, lambs that are going to not quite get as much colostrum as they might need, it's good to cover them with it. So I think I'll just do the triplets and nothing else, unless it's going hungry looking and I think it needs a wee boost. What I'm going to do with these early born lambs is try some of this stuff. Just picked it up when I was at Tarf Valley the other day. No idea if it's any good or not, but it's not very expensive. It's a probiotic instead of an antibiotic, so I'm sure it does something for them. It's seriously thick, but then I suppose good colostrum is too. Down the hatch like that. And we'll just do last night's little lambs. Oh, now you see how quiet? It'd be better if I showed you when I was in there, but you see how quiet these mule ewes are. And this one here as well. Although she's a 1 crop, she's actually a year younger than this one. This will be a 2 crop here. This will be a 1 crop ewe. But you see how quiet these mules are in the pen. Wee lammy, you got a belly full of milk? Maybe no, here. I'll just give you a wee doze, but I'll move you so we can see you on the camera. There you go. It's a fair size scoot they get. Jings. Right, Lammy, you're a bit more lively. Oh, you've got milk in you. I know, what does that taste like? You're alright, Mum. You're alright, Mum. Keep calm. There you go. Another important thing for these lambs is to make sure that they get some protection on their navels, which is the umbilical cord, which will dangle down from their belly and quite often touches the straw. Now, at this point, the pens are very clean, and I'm using a powdered disinfectant, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about very shortly. But some iodine is a great option for drying off those navels and keeping any infections away. All right. That's us. All right, Mum. So this is the shed space here. The sheep are starting to make a bit of noise because they know it's about feeding time. And when Lizzie comes, we'll feed them. She's away doing other jobs. We're starting to split up now in the mornings because there's a lot to get round. And she's away checking outdoor lambing sheep. What I'm going to do just now is spread out some more straw, because the unfortunate thing with the shed set up here, although it's quite a good space for the job and loads of air coming in, I have extended it slightly to this almost outside corral here. But outside corrals don't really work in Ayrshire where it rains all the time. So this gets a little bit dirty here and they start bringing it into the shed a little bit, although it's bone dry in here. So I'm just going to scatter some more straw around here and try and keep things as clean as possible. This seems to be like chopped straw, and it's ideal, I think, for the mothering pens because you won't have that hassle of it getting wrapped up in sheep and the lambs getting wrapped up and tripping on it so easy. I think it will be good for that. In terms of bedding, one other good factor is it spreads so well and so far that you get such good coverage on it. But yeah, straw's straw really, isn't it? It's not so flash with this one. Come on. You okay, lamb? Always a good sign. I'm probably going to say that 100 times this lambing season. But when they stand up and have a stretch, great sign. And then it's up and straight in for a suit wear, so that's okay. I thought maybe it was looking a bit down at itself, but it has a floppy wee lug. So has this lamb here. They've both got floppy wee lugs, as we'd say here in Scotland, so it just made them look a bit sadder than they actually are. But you're doing fine, Mum. This is a homebred gimmer. Like this is where the pure pleasure is in farming. So this is like a homebred gimmer, bred off one of my own blackface ewes that I used to run, although I've now sold most of them off to work with the Cheviets instead and increase my mules. But like, it's beautiful. You know, she's on her second set of lambs and she's had these lovely triplets. And she's a nice kind mother and she's fairly calm there. I can stand in the pen, check the lambs, put them on for a sook and she'll stand there. They're not all going to be like that, of course. There's a lot of gimmers in here, but some of them are. Okay, I'll leave you to it, girls. It is a wild day here in Scotland. Absolutely lashing it down. And things have not been going to plan. These videos, by the way, they're going to be quite rough and ready. Just cut the different sections, put it in. Not messing about too much with music and other things so I can get them out every day and get some sleep. But this happened today. I tried to jump a burn and failed miserably. Oh, so now my welly's totally soaked and I've still got jobs to do before I go home. Here's a little clip of me jumping the burn. That seems like one of the most silly things.
Ah, okay. Want to get some narrow bit?
Stupid, I know. I didn't fully commit. Really let myself down there. So before we finish tonight, I have to check my lambs over here, make sure they're okay and full of the belly. You can see here, like the rain is just lashing in there. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. Look, it's just running something serious. Like, thankfully nothing's lambed outside today. But honestly, what a brutal day. Probably didn't get as much done as I wanted, but that's a pretty standard day in my life. Here's a wee lammy just on the verge of comfort. It's obviously quite happy there and breathing and cosy, but when I do these checks, just show you, not teaching my granny to sook eggs. A lot of you farmers will know exactly what you're doing, but some people might find it interesting just to see these kind of things as I go, so apologies if I'm explaining things that everybody already knows. And of course, if there's anything to teach me, I've got a lot still to learn, so please let me know. But see that lamb there stretching? Great sign. Lift your lamb up, it has a wee stretch, wiggles the tail, shakes itself out. That's a happy lamb. Pull this wee rascal out from here. See if he does the same. There you go, lammy. Wee stretch, that's it. That's it. Yes, a wee shake. Oh, they feel better. So they're alright. Let me just see you there, wee lammy. You had a wee belly full of milk. You're alright, yeah. You're just wee things, aren't you? Good, right. It's maybe not chocker full, this lamb, but it's never had any colostrum or anything from me, and it's looking lively enough and fine. We'll just keep an eye on that, make sure it's getting a full belly. These three though, triplets. This is why we don't really like triplets in this game. Oh, is that okay there? Come on, guys. He's alright. Let me just see you. I just want to see you. It's the floppy ear gang in here, and that's why they just never look as good as they could. But stretch, stretch, stretch. Beautiful. Simple. What a trio. Looking good. It's like I'm limping, but it's because of my foot's so wet. It's like, oh, horrible standing on it. Anyway, it's okay, girls. Got a little walkway put in here just to help things as we slip past there. This is the way in and out of the shed. I'm going to go and pick up 2 bales of haylage, last job for the day, and bring them back and roll it into the shed, just so the sheep always have plenty of access to haylage. I don't want them fighting for it or going without. Keep the energy levels high, keep the belly full. And that's us done for the night. Thanks for watching, sheep fans. We'll see you, hopefully, tomorrow.